If your Assetto Corsa EVO isn't running smoothly in VR on version 0.6 and up, this video is for you. I'll show you a few quick virtual desktop tweaks to boost FPS and smooth things out. No complicated setups. If it helps, drop a like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Now let's get into it. First thing you want to do is open your settings. So hit the start menu, type the word settings, and under here type graphics in the search window. Scroll down here. If you do not have Assetto Corsa EVO.exe, hit add desktop app and go to your C drive, program files x86, Steam, Steam apps, common, Assetto Corsa EVO, and just click on the Assetto Corsa EVO.exe, and then you'll see it show up down here. Just hit the down arrow, and where it says GPU preferences, select high performance AMD Radeon is what I have, but you just select your high performance GPU that you have there. It could be an NVIDIA, it could be AMD. And I enable the optimization for Windows games because I play Assetto Corsa EVO in window mode. Another thing you're going to want to do is just close down any applications that are running on your computer that you don't need. So if you go down here, you can right click and close any applications that you don't need. I've already done that, so you need those. Or you can right click on the start menu, go to task manager again, and just close down anything in here that you don't really need. Right click on a process and task, store and task, notepad++ and task. There's a lot of stuff running in the background of your computer that just slowly take a little bit of resources away from what you're actually trying to do. In order to give virtual desktop a clean wireless signal with no other devices on that wireless network, I create a mobile hotspot on my Windows computer and I connect my Quest 3 to that mobile hotspot. That way I'm getting 5G access and I don't need to buy a separate router for my wireless headset. Some people can do that if you don't have the ability to create a mobile hotspot in Windows, but this is how I get around disconnecting my Quest 3 from my cluttered home network. To do this, hit the start button, type in the word hot, and you'll find mobile hotspot settings. You can create a network under the properties, but in my case I've already done that, so I just turn it on. Open up File Explorer, go to your C drive, find Program Files x86, scroll down, click on Steam, then look for Steam Apps, double click that, double click Common, then double click Assetto Corsa EVO, right mouse click Assetto Corsa EVO.exe, select Properties. Under the Compatibility tab, make sure there's a check mark under Disable Full Screen Optimizations. In my AMD Adrenalin software, or if you have an NVIDIA software, it probably has very similar settings. I go to the Performance tab, and then I go to Tuning, and I set Auto Overclock to on. I overclock my CPU, and I overclock my GPU. Just be careful when you do this because it will generate more heat in your system and you might find that you'll experience a few more crashes or stutters and things. But if your computer's clean and has good ventilation, you should be good. So open up Virtual Desktop. The settings I use for Virtual Desktop are the preferred codec I have set to AV1 10-bit, VDXR. You can just copy my settings here. Under Advanced, horizontal FOV tangent is set to 90%. Vertical FOV tangent is set to 65%. You can increase this to 70, but the lower this is, the better performance you'll get. What this does is it shrinks down the view in your VR headset, so at 65%, it's just not rendering the pixels at the top and bottom of my display. I don't really use those pixels because I'm looking straight ahead. It's kind of like wearing a helmet, so I recommend setting your your headset anywhere between 70 and 65 or 60 right now, depending on your PC's performance. Yeah, so that's what I set for this.
All right. In virtual desktop, I click my left hand index and thumb together to bring up the menu down below here. I use my right hand. Come on. I use my right hand to grab the menu. In settings, you can copy what I have here. Because the game runs in a poorer state, it's still early access. I leave it at 72 FPS because I'm not pushing 90 frames per second in VR in Assetto Corsa EVO. But hopefully in the future we can change up to 90 FPS and reach that. Desktop bitrate is 120 megabits per second. Streaming, I'm going to leave that at 72 FPS as well. It was set to 90, but I'm going to leave it for 72. And I run it at godlike. You can lower these settings to try and gain more performance if you have a lower end system. And yeah, so these are my settings. From the menu, I go to Games, Assetto Corsa EVO, and the game will start.
I'm going to show you how to set the CPU priority for Assetto Corsa EVO. I'm just going to run it in flat screen mode, but you can do this with your VR headset on. So with Assetto Corsa EVO running in VR or in flat screen mode, if you right mouse click on the Windows Start button, go to Task Manager, find the Assetto Corsa EVO EXE, right mouse click on it, go to Details, and then right click the EXE again, and set priority to high. This will give the CPU more priority to the game.
So I have a button on my steering wheel to center my VR. I can show you that in a minute. So it just centers VR so I can see the menu. To do that, you go to Controls under Settings, and I believe you go to Camera, and Reset View. So if I hit my button, yeah, Reset View will let you center your headset view so you can see what's going on. I'll show you my video settings. Video settings, if you go in here, you can see, just copy my settings. Again, I have a higher end graphics card, but right now I'm just running this game at a low resolution and I'm running it in a window mode, so it's not full screen. You can see full screen's turned off. Under graphics, this is what I have. Multi-sample and aliasing is set to 4 times. I'll just scroll through this and you guys can just copy these settings. You can always decrease the number of cars ahead to get more performance. You can also lower a lot of these settings to medium or low. This is just what I'm able to run it at, where it looks good and runs smooth enough. Grass, clouds, just leave those off. I have the Fidelity FX contrast adaptive sharpening set to 75%. Turn off depth of field quality, or else the game will look kind of blurry off in the distance. Same with motion blur, leave that stuff off in VR. And the mirrors, they look okay with these settings, but I think the developers can do a better job at sharpening up the mirrors. And I'll just show you some gameplay. Center my VR with the button. Put my hands in front of the VR hands. And let's just start here. There's a little bit of a stutter there. That seems to be the game. Perhaps it's the graphic drivers right now, AMD. I haven't experienced that in the past, but like I said, the game's still in early access. You can see how smooth it runs though, 72 FPS, or hertz. It's very, very much playable.
If you found this video helpful at all, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really motivates me to create more videos to help everyone get the most out of their sim racing experience. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next one.